Well, heyo everyone, and welcome. I'm your friend Art of Mana, and today we're diving in to the Intellivision AMICO special event. This is a live event that is going to take place at 10:10 Pacific time on this day, October 10th, otherwise 10:10. And actually, if you don't know, this was going to be the launch date, or was hoped to be the launch date for the Intellivision AMICO. But what is the Intellivision AMICO? So, okay, that's where we're going to start today. Everybody, thank you so much for coming. This is probably going to be a little bit different than the usual Art of Mana stream. It's a live event. It's a special event. It's about something you probably don't know a whole lot about. So let's go ahead and dive in. Because the last time I reflected on the Intellivision AMICO, it was in a Blog of Mana post on my website. And it was, oh gosh, many months ago. It was a while ago. In fact, I probably could pull it up. Let's just take a peek and find out when that was. I guess there's no time like the present, right? And we're going to my website. And you're going to see how I have this set up for today. Hopefully everything works. I'm having a few technical difficulties on one end of things. Let's see if I can't fix this. Yeah, what's going on? This is interesting. Okay. That is an issue. Hold on a second, everybody. Wait up. Wait up. Oh, hold on. Here we go. I think we're in business again. Whew. All right. Leave it to me to install Firefox last minute and then hope it all works. Oh, man. Okay. Blog of Mana. Actually, let's just go to artofmana.com. And go to our Blog of Mana section there. Things are running a little slow on this end. It's hopefully not a sign of things to come. Ugh, okay. Let's go over to the Blog of Mana, like I said. We're going to snap our fingers and head over to this scene as well in just a moment. But I think it was maybe in April. Let's take a peek. Sounds right. No. March? Nope. When did I talk about the AMICO? Let's see. We'll find out. I guess we can go to all and scroll down. And it was... Aha. Here we go. Oh, it was in February. See, I was just a little bit behind there. Okay, so let's go ahead and snap our fingers, see if this works. 3, 2, 1, and... Sweet. Okay, there we go. So this was the last time that I talked about the Intellivision AMICO. AMICO, am I right? And this was, well, as you can see, a little blog post I put together just talking about one of the recent events. And I talked a little bit about what this console was and shared this 2019 Gamescom trailer. The really cool thing about this, if you just want the basic summary, is it is a new video game console and it is an E for everyone console. So there's a lot of great family-friendly content, and it also is content that is short, sweet, and easy to repeat. This is my new catchphrase for games that I like to play. Here's their website, and we're going to dive into this a little bit more soon. But since the last time that I talked about this console, a lot's happened, and so I totally forgive you if you missed it, okay? So right now I just want to catch you up before we have this live event where we're supposed to have new information about the console as well as some new demos that will be ready for your phone, your mobile device. But let's just talk a little bit about the original Intellivision first. Twitchy Berry, hello, greetings, welcome on in. Absolutely ask me questions in chat, anything that you want to know about the AMICO. We're going to go through a little bit of the history first, and the event actually starts at 10:10 Pacific time. So that is in, well, actually, I should be able to, hopefully, computer, work with me here. There we go. I should be well, there we go, 34 minutes and 50 seconds right there. In case you're wondering, This is the live stream page. We're just going to say hello real quick. Say almost a half hour. Hype. There we go. But if you have any thoughts or questions, post them in the chat and we'll come to that. But first of all, let's talk about the original system. Okay, so Tommy Tallarico, he's the Intellivision CEO, and the team have been hard at work. They're developing this brand new console for really the 9th console generation, and they're bringing back a name whose heyday was really during the 2nd generation. And as a console that began development in the year that the first Star Wars movie came out, there are a bunch of firsts that Tommy and all of the team like to attribute to the original Intellivision. So maybe some of the first notable are the first directional control assigned to the thumb. I mean, we're still going to have to give credit to Nintendo. I'm a big Nintendo fanboy. The thumb pad, the directional pad, the plus pad is perfection. But Tommy and those at Intellivision will tell you that the first directional movement assigned to the thumb, as opposed to like a joystick that you move with your right hand, presumably, was on the original Intellivision. A few other things. It was the first console to have digitized voice in a game. There we go. Barry says, I find console generations definitions to be very squishy. Isn't that the truth? Also, this was, well, they call it the first console war. So this is going along with what you say, because Intellivision and Atari were sort of toe-to-toe at that time. Okay. Now let's talk about the new system. Okay, so this is the Intellivision AMICO. In the early days of video gaming, pioneers were needed. Competition was plenty. All right. Everyone was easy to topple. But today, I would say that innovation has sort of ceded to iteration, if you know what I mean. I mean, just look at controllers, for example. And if you look at the state of the modern controller, every console that is coming out has essentially the same controller. Where back in the day, there was so much variety. Okay. Competition is few, but it's mighty, right? So if you look at the older console generations, there are many, many systems. But now, well, you've got the big three, right? So breaking in right now is a pretty gutsy move, I think, for Tommy and everyone else. Memory Martin, hello. Thank you so much. No worries. No worries. Let's see. Is it okay if I can get a Discord invite for my viewers? Oh, you mean to my Discord? Sure, I can do that. I can't do that right now, but I can give you that for tonight's stream. Memory Martin and I will be doing an interview this evening. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. So anyway, getting back to the Intellivision AMICO, my honest thoughts, I think the modern Intellivision and the AMICO is doing a pretty admirable job, especially given the resources they have. They're not one of the big three. In fact, I guess I would just say it's really impressive that they've been able to get so far so quickly, because we've seen other companies try this. We've seen even Atari, which is a huge name, bring out the VCS. And really there isn't a lot of hype around that. Now, you can see right now we're looking at, what are we seeing here? We're seeing 194 people who've liked this thus far. But I thought there was a way to see how many people were in chat, and I guess I'm not seeing that at the moment. But, 118 are waiting right now. We have 118 people in for this event, and I'll get to sort of why I think that number is a little lower than it could be in a while. But still, given the fact that this is a live event for a relatively obscure, even still, console, and one that's trying to break in at this time, it's pretty impressive, I would say. And many of the old names, like Atari, have attempted. We've also seen the Coleco try to come back, and they've all floundered at best. And some are even known as con jobs or cash grabs or vaporware. So, we're not talking about a real strict or real difficult competition for Amico to break in. If they just put out a product, they're probably already ahead of the game. But that being said, it's not easy, okay? But the Amico is different in a few key areas right from the offset, all right? One, Amico development is not crowdfunded. Okay, there's no Kickstarter in all of this. That's really huge. That's an important detail right there, right off the bat. 2, the AMICO project team has been reaching out and communicating, I'd say, pretty well, considering their small size. If you look at their YouTube channel, which will go right over here, you can see that there are a fair amount of videos on there. Let's just go to their video page, I suppose. And you can see a pretty decent amount. And in fact, they've put some pretty cool little promo videos together. They also have a bunch of influencers, such as there's John's Riggs and, oh gosh, RTRG Gaming. Oh, shoot, I should know his name. I don't. Oh, darn. I'm sorry. But you know what I mean. Hey, Ryan, Metal Ryan Gaming's here. Kenzie Zero, hello. Thanks for the visit the other night. It was awesome. No, I was so happy to see your channel, your stream. That was awesome. I'm really glad that Seth invited me over, told me that would be a good thing. Barry says the VCS launch organization seems rocky at best. Isn't that the truth? Chrono has come out of a wormhole saying that, oh, hi, what's for breakfast? A healthy dose of a history of the Intellivision. Okay. And the third big thing that I would say AMICO has going for it that's different from the competition is that it has hardware that's already, well, ready, I think, or at least nearing readiness for mass production. And it has a lineup of games already running on it. We've seen it in video captures, as well as they've done cell phone video, just literally cell phone video from the Intellivision couch and members of the team playing the Intellivision. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Right now, I'm just kind of giving everyone a little history so you know as you're coming on in. But let's talk about the AMICO itself, okay? Let's go over here. There's a little sneaky peek of the AMICO. I'll let the screen here start to slowly scroll here. It's a small console, all right? It comes in a range of colors. You can see that it has some LED strips around the border there, which is pretty cool, and they actually change with the game and different things that are happening in the game, which I think is a cool little detail. It's subtle, but who knows? Rumble at one point was just a sort of interesting idea. This could become something that we see all the time. I suppose we've seen it with the PS4 controller, but to see it on the console is kind of neat. There will be 2 pack-in controllers, okay, and then a cell phone controller app, and that's developed so that up to 8 players can play simultaneously, and you don't have to break the bank buying a bunch of these specific controllers, okay? The console itself also is a wireless charging dock for the 2 controllers, which is pretty cool. The controllers have gyroscopic controls. They have rumble motors, capacitive touch screens, a scroll wheel directional pad, which is really reminiscent of the original Intellivision controller, 4 shoulder buttons, and that's so that you can actually hold this in multiple orientations. And it has this form factor that looks pretty similar to the original Intellivision controllers. You can see those right there, right? There's no cartridge slot on the system. Instead, we've been told that all of the games will be sold digitally for between $3 and $10, which I think is another huge selling point about this console, something that I like. Again, short, sweet, easy to repeat games are what I'm hearing. Family-friendly games. We're going to see more about the games tonight, or this morning, I guess. I'm excited for that. All the games are slated to be family-friendly. No ads, no in-app purchases. Again, an inexpensive game to purchase. Short, sweet, easy to repeat. A heavy emphasis on in-person multiplayer, as well as creative, easy to pick up and play controls, kind of like the Wii, if you think about that. So there's a lot going for it right there that has me pretty excited. I think that's kind of cool. Let's leave that there for now. We're going to kind of come back to this, but let's talk about marketing, okay? A couple of months ago, actually, I already had planned to do a video on the marketing. And so I'm going to share some of my thoughts from that. And I think some things have changed, so I'll talk a little bit about that. But I'm going to kind of pull up some of my notes from that proposed video.
Thanks so much for hosting.
Metal Ryan Gaming, thank you so much. And Barry, I agree. The Dreamcast Mini possible release in a couple of years is pretty intriguing. All those rumors. It's pretty cool. This is, again, everybody, a little bit different than my usual stream. You know, we're doing kind of a review prep then live reaction to this event. I'm pretty excited. If it sounds very ad-like, I don't mean it to be. I'm doing this simply because it's something that's interesting to me, and I'm going to give you some honest opinions in the future of some things I think that could be done a little bit better, but we'll come to that in a moment. That said, I'm actually very hyped about this, okay? And, I do have a pre-order in for this. I'm not going to lie. Okay. So the marketing here is the next thing I want to talk about, because over the last few months, there have been a bunch of videos, probably less so after COVID really hit and started mandatory quarantining. But we had a bunch of videos alongside, I would say, like a Twitter tweet campaign, really. And it was aimed at building some hype around the system, obviously. And, I think that there was also a lot of talk about the new pack-in games. That was kind of the last big event. So I think that's where people were really most excited. Shoot, I was going to tell you this earlier, but I'm going to jump back real quick. This is kind of their legacy of innovation team, or page, I should say. And so you can see some of the neat things about the Intellivision that I had kind of referenced earlier. Okay, let's just let that play in the background. So, anyways, yeah, they were hyping the original pack-in titles that they had revealed. Anyway, we'll get into the games in a moment, but we also have seen Tommy Tallarico, who, if you don't know, is an industry veteran, and he's been making the rounds and speaking to a slew of YouTubers, bloggers, and podcasters about the console. As a matter of fact, he has done more, actually, I think, after COVID-19 in this route than I've ever seen, and he's been reaching out to a lot of smaller-sized YouTubers and vloggers and content creators, which has actually been really cool to see. He's, in fact, been invited on channels that have even, less than triple-digit follower counts. And if you think about that, that's kind of amazing. But, their group of community has now been exposed to the Intellivision in a very intimate way. I think it's pretty cool. Okay. So anyways, this all culminated in a video that he produced and shared, or the team did, that really is sort of a refresher and an introduction to the system and sort of touting its core strengths as a family-friendly console and talking about the core values of the console, which he uses an acronym called SAFE, okay, which I think is kind of cool. And he's talked a lot about this on these different vlogs and podcasts. It stands for simple, affordable, family entertainment. And I think that's just actually a really wonderful way to simply describe the console and its unique hook, which it hooked me, so it's worked. So it's hooked me, but will it hook you? Who is this console marketed for? Well, that's where it starts to get a little bit more complicated. And unfortunately, I'm not sure the answer to either of these questions is the same. I think the marketing and who the console is for hasn't necessarily synced up as much as I would have hoped or I think would be successful. So let's talk about this a little bit. Tommy has pointed out on numerous occasions that he and Intellivision hope to disrupt the console market and tap into the countless families that do not have a current-gen console and maybe don't describe themselves as gamers. And I think this is best summed up really as Nintendo's famous blue ocean strategy, that is reaching out to the many people for whom gaming has become something complex and intimidating, or people who enjoy bite-sized games on their smart devices and don't really experience multiplayer in the same way as years gone by. So sharing a video game on a single screen on a couch, that kind of thing. And the buzz around the AMICO has been interesting. Unfortunately, the reaction to this console has not been all positive. So some notable retro reviewers, including, well, actually, I don't know that I'm going to even share here, but have found fault where we're valid, okay? And they've also nitpicked where there really is no need. And I think some of them have done this in a way that's actually caustic. Some of them have done it in a way that hasn't really given a fair shake for the AMICO, has sort of lumped it in with a bunch of the other retro names that are coming back, like the Atari VCS. And yeah, I think it's also probably because the system is targeting families and Blue Ocean gamers. And that's who they're targeting in their marketing, on their website. And, the audience that's being reached through these podcasts, through these enthusiast YouTube channels and things like that, well, they're really not necessarily the demographic that is being targeted. They're not the core group of gamers that, or they're not the families that don't know games as much. They're already keyed in, right? So I think the audience reached by the marketing that's being done right now is mostly within the core retro gamer and retro enthusiast camp. And there are some like myself who's excited about this, and there are some who look at it and say, well, why would I be interested in that? I have my original Intellivision system, or I've got my collection of all these games, and be that as it may, I'm not interested, okay? Again, I'm interested. I don't think other people are. Metal Ryan Gaming has to get going. No worries. Twitchy Berry asks, are there new games developed for this, or is it just retro games? And I'll answer that a little bit more in a moment, because actually, I'll give you the short answer now. New games, retro-like. You'll see more in a moment. Here's a little bit about the team behind this. I'm sure you can't really read it. We might come back to this. But the first marketing around the AMICO that I came across was really just sort of a trip down memory lane, looking at the original Intellivision and sharing a few goals for the new system. That, I think, would have absolutely piqued the interest of retro and core gamers, especially those who have been in the gaming world for a while or since its inception and remember the Intellivision. But obviously, maybe not so much for those families who haven't been in it. Maybe it would have also piqued the interest of those families who played the Intellivision back in the day and then haven't played for a long while since, but I'm not sure they saw that original marketing. That's maybe the problem. Later videos were drip-fed. They showed development progress on the system and hardware, probably not something that the average parent would be interested in pulling up just to watch, but someone like me, I've been interested. Eventually, then, again, Tommy Tallarico doing all of these conventions and circuits, and I do think this is awesome. This level of involvement is awesome. I think it's a genius way to create sort of grassroots appreciation for the product, but it still caters to those who are deeply invested in gaming and retro gaming in particular. And so I think this console is being picked apart and scrutinized a little bit more than it would if it was being targeted more to families, and had almost a Nintendo-like ad campaign, which costs big money, to be fair. But also, interestingly, and I think this is really cool and worth noting, it's also being praised and almost without any look at any potential flaws because people are so hyped about it. So it's kind of either or. And I think that, if you think about the retro enthusiasts out there, myself being one, I can tell I can be a little bit hard to convince, okay? And so I think people are already all in or checked out, okay? But, let's okay. I'm going to mention this here. I don't think that Tommy Tallarico has been particularly spot on with being fair with his assessment of current video games, okay? He's talked about video games as having lost this multiplayer aspect or lost an ecosystem that is generally family friendly. And I think that you can look at the Switch and say that's not totally fair and not totally true. Like I think I know what he's trying to get at, but I don't think that necessarily goes over well when you tell people, well, this is the system that's going to bring those things back because they've been gone, okay? I don't think he does it necessarily in a bad way. I just don't know that it's as nuanced as it could be or maybe should be. And his explanation of multiplayer gaming, he defines it as sort of young men playing online on a computer in the dark. And again, I think that just lacks nuance. And it possibly even plays into an offensive stereotype. And that's kind of at worst, right? So And if you look at the Nintendo Switch, there's definitely a resurgence on other systems for these indie titles and some incredible multiplayer couch co-op games, some of the best we've seen in a long while. So I think that Tommy can be criticized about those things, but he's also being criticized about other things. Again, they're comparing, some bloggers and people are comparing this to the Ouya, and I don't think that's fair at all. The Ouya's taken on this role as sort of the universal video game punching bag. And it didn't succeed, but it had a bold vision, in my opinion. I have mine over here. I love it. It gave enthusiastic developers a real shot. And I think that that's what the Intellivision is going to do as well. Yes, there are new games, and they're really working hard to make it so that it's easy to develop games for the platform. Okay, we've got 13 minutes, by the way, left, so a little bit more. I have already pre-ordered the AMICO Chronolock. I have indeed. Oh, but Barry, that's a good point. See, here we go. Twitchy Barry says, my wife is still upset with all the violent and mature games that Nintendo has on the Switch now. So there is validity to that. Nintendo has shifted gears from the original Nintendo, where they really curated all of the content, and I think that's what the AMICO is intending to do. And I think there's a place for that. And the Wii era had a lot more family-friendly content as well. So I think there's a shift where the Switch is embracing a lot more mature games on the platform, where you wouldn't have seen that otherwise. And the eShop doesn't curate these particularly well. So, I don't want to sound unbalanced here. I think that's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up. But, again, I think a lot of those critiques may be a little too black and white that have been made. At least maybe me as a Nintendo fanboy, right? And again, talking about critiques, a lot of things have been fair, okay? So many people, like talking about the Ouya, that's not fair. And so, I don't think that, other than maybe giving developers a real shot, there are other things that we can liken the AMICO to the Ouya with, all right? So that's where the comparisons end. And so, but also, the pendulum can swing the other way. A lot of people are expecting this console to do far better than we can imagine. And I have a feeling that's going to lead to some disappointment. I think this is going to do well because there have been a lot of major stores, retailers who've already embraced it. Tommy Talrico is an excellent industry veteran. There are some new exclusives coming out. For example, as we get into the games, Earthworm Jim. So, okay, let's just talk about games. We could probably talk about games for as long as we've talked about everything else, but there's a lot to discuss. Okay, so for now, just dipping the toes into the topic because we're going to hear more in this live event. Let's just talk about a few things. First of all, it's a clearly retro-themed system. There are not necessarily going to be just ports of retro games, but retro games reimagined, okay? This lineup is full of remakes of these classic consoles games, of the Intellivision games, and arcade-like experiences. So short, sweet, easy to repeat. The hardware is capable of some 3D graphics, and some games are rendered in 3D, but they have said that the games will be side-scrolling in nature instead of really embracing that 3D technology. They want to keep this system simple. And so in keeping also with the price and the scale of the system, none of these games are going to be fully 3D experiences. So locked cameras, isometric perspectives, top-down, side-scrolling angles, that's what we've seen so far. And I think that the games look good overall. A few of them I can see myself actually really digging into. I haven't really seen a killer app yet. Okay, we might see some of that today, I'm not sure. And that's where maybe things get a little bit tough. Hey, Retro Rewind, welcome. New gym is a start, Barry says, right? Earthworm Jim Harem says, right? That's exciting. So that might be the killer app. We've seen a little sneak peek about that. We haven't seen a lot of gameplay yet. But really, without some work, I think the AMICO could end up a little bit like the Jaguar, where it was a failed attempt at reviving a classic company name with plenty of innovation, but no standout games. That's where I think we're at. So I'm hoping to see some new things today. Now, again, there's some games that I'm really thrilled to play and super pumped to try. but no killer app that I see as of yet. Okay, some of the art styles look gorgeous. I like some of the evolutions of retro gaming. There's some really cool things. We'll see some of that today. Nice little additional effects that make these sort of pixelated graphics stand out and pop. It's pretty cool. But then I'll be honest, some look a little bland, almost like they're utilizing stock assets, and maybe they are for now. Maybe that'll change. I don't know. But it's worth noting, like, all of the games we've seen so far are still in development. So it's possible we'll see big improvements between now and then. Okay. So yes, I've pre-ordered this. The biggest selling points for me are it's being family friendly, the simplicity of the console, the unique controller, the price point of the games, the promise of no ads and microtransactions. I don't understand why there are a few, and they're unfortunately prominent voices that have belittled this console. I hope that it succeeds. I really do. And I'm actually optimistic. I think there are some things that could help it succeed. For example, I think there needs to be some further steps for the marketing to go beyond retro enthusiasts. And I think they've kind of done this recently. If you saw on this screen, they actually have a video. There's that Intellivision AMICO run cycle, or Earthworm Jim run cycle, but they just went to the Mom 2.0 Everywhere Summit, and they've clearly reached out to families more. They're getting more exposure through GameStop and other retailers. So I think we're starting to see that, but I do think right now it's been so squarely in the retro enthusiast camp that we're just unfortunately missing out on the core market that they should be reaching out to, in my opinion. It has, however, served the console pretty well thus far. I mean, right now we have 263 people watching from, again, smaller communities. They'll probably be tuning in after as well. And all of these content creators are, I'm sure, going to be producing content around this, okay? I thought about putting a lot more time into producing content for this myself because I find it interesting. And I'm really sort of excited to be a part of this ongoing story. But I just haven't had the time with everything going on, as you know. And I'm just sort of waiting to get to that point where I can actually review it and not necessarily just buy into the hype, if you know what I mean, but really give some honest thoughts on it. So yeah, I think it's the blue ocean that needs to be looked at here. Intellivision should look at Nintendo for inspiration. Specifically, I think Intellivision should try to recreate Nintendo's strategy in marketing the Wii and the Switch. So, on the Wii, Nintendo showed many generations coming together for their games. They did this through all of their ads. We'd see young kids and grandparents and so on. And they would show games that made sense, like Wii Sports, and non-gamers could look at that and go, oh, yeah, And they used kiosks to sell the system. I could see the AMICO being a kiosk system in GameStop and probably attracting a lot of families that way. And Nintendo really emphasized the use case of the system more than the games or even the demographics. How would you play this game? So that's pretty cool. I think that's what we are seeing in the Switch. Nintendo emphasizing that the use case. Okay, so before you're seeing the demographics, you're seeing who comes together. In the Switch, you're seeing, hey, dock it and undock it. If Tommy and the team want to sell this console, I think they should showcase who plays it, how they play it, how it's simple to play, and give that exposure more than the history of Intellivision and these other things, right? I think that'd be really good, more than appealing to the core enthusiasts, all right? So that's kind of my thought right now. I think if Tommy and the team want to sell this console as a family console, they should show families having fun playing it together, packing it up, taking it to the grandparents' house, continuing having fun with them. Their website does look slick and clean. Their video ads probably should be a little bit more like this. Although I think some of their funny skits and things are kind of classic Nintendo, and so I'm going to give them props for that, okay? And the last thing, I think they should probably consider two other things, okay? Either an Intellivision Mini or sort of making the Intellivision AMICO an Intellivision Mini. So in the first case, it would be a fun way to just put the Intellivision name back into the minds of many people, and so build hype for the Amico, especially if it was a low price point. It could sell like hotcakes and support further development for the Amico. In the other situation, where they make the Amico almost an Intellivision Mini, where they have all of these retro games on it, I think it would add value to the system and give the console a strong lineup of built-in games, like if they did that, almost like the NES or SNES Online, that would help justify the increasingly higher base unit price. I'm sorry, it is getting a little bit more costly than it was. But I think if the team play their cards right, I see this being successful. If all my years of playing video games has really taught me anything, it's that hits can come from anywhere and flops can come from surprising places. So I don't know what to expect, but I am planning on, obviously today we're watching this, and I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this and reviewing it and sharing it with all of you. So hopefully that was an interesting look back on all of this stuff, okay? Chrono asks, what games could I potentially see on this system, or what would I like to see if possible? Honestly, I would like to see more platformers. So I'm interested today to see more Earthworm Jim. I think that would be an excellent thing to reveal. It would certainly build a lot more hype. I'm a platformer kind of guy. I think it works great. It's the type of retro game I really enjoy. Now, I do see a few things like here. We've got a platformer here. I think I would also like to see some games that have just a little more depth as well, because as much as I want a console that I can sort of play short, sweet, easy to repeat games on, there is a part of me that would like to see something that you could really sit down and spend a long time with. So that's pretty good. Chrono says, we appreciate your analysis, by the way. Thank you, Chrono. I'm really glad to hear that. Almost there. I honestly do appreciate that. I put some time and thought into that, and I wasn't sure. Let's just test to make sure our levels are good, and we'll go ahead and test with what can we do? I think some people want to see. Here we go. Here's a short Earthworm Jim 4 first look. Let's try opening this up. See if we got our levels. Boy, it's taking so long to load today. I think we're full volume here. Chrono says, you certainly put some thought into it. Thank you. Rayo Will, hello. Well, there you are again, Retro Rewind Pod. Oh, God.
Hey, ow! Oh, son of a... Groovy! Boomer! Pull my finger.
So there you go. Okay, we got the audio levels. That's good to hear. But yeah, so there's some stuff. GameStop exclusive Amico. Yes, there are various exclusives. There's the Galaxy Purple, I believe they call it. There's the Glacier White is the one that I got. I think it just looks clean. It looks modern. I'm happy about that. I'm a big fan of the Nintendo Wii, so it kind of reminds me of that. I think white hardware, white electronics look pretty awesome. I'm still a big fan. The DS, etc. Okay, we're waiting for it's 10:09. We're waiting for Intellivision, everybody. Let's go. Let's go. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Can I make this full screen? I don't know. So this isn't portable, Retro Rewind. This is a home console. It's meant to really promote couch co-op, things like that. Okay, come on. Come on, we're at 10:09 still. Oh man, I'm actually really hyped. I'm really hyped. So please, everybody, share your comments, and also I will invite people on to talk to me and sort of just provide a question. I'll kind of do that talk show style at the end of this. So if you're interested in that, let me know. So this is a live event, Harem. So we're going to watch this live event. I've reviewed it now at this point. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the live event, and we'll end it there. It's going to be a little bit. I don't know how long it's going to be, actually. I really don't know how long this video is going to be, or this stream. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Come on. Do I need to refresh this? What's going on? Come on. Come on. Come on. Could be it could be 5 minutes. That's true. Excuse me, it's that smoke air cough. Okay. Hold on. Let's do a refresh here. Come on, what's going on? Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. Hopefully we didn't miss everything here. Oh my gosh. Oh, computer, why are you doing this to me? Okay, so that's like seemingly broken. Let's just go in here, and oh shoot, we already closed out of YouTube there. Okay, hang on a second, everybody. Hold tight. We're gonna do a quick fix here. Hopefully, we're not missing too much. Oh, what a bummer! What a bummer. Okay, so YouTube. This is terrible. Internet or something. I don't know why. I wish I could tell you why. This is just really horrendous. Really horrendous. Okay, so Intellivision special event. Hold on. Oh, it's live right now, guys talking. Okay, I'm trying here. This is awful. Okay, it's probably Tommy Tallarico here.
At the end
There
of
we go.
this, I will answer some questions, and all of the videos that you're going to see here live during this event, I will be putting them up in
Good.
their
Tommy Tallarico.
full format on YouTube after this event. So thank you all for that. A few announcements right off the top, a few new partnerships. And by the way, for those who aren't, who maybe missed the August 5th, event, so where's AMICO available?
Is that my end or his
Well,
end, I
it's going to
wonder?
be available in Walmart, EB Games in Canada, GameStop, Best Buy, and Amazon. And of course, you'll be able to get it directly from us as well. So let me see here. I hope I'm not stuttering. Today is a very special day for us.
Is that on your end?
Okay? I'm seeing a little jitters here and
Yeah.
there.
Bad lag. Uh-oh.
Let me
Hey,
see.
I'm not the only one with
Trying to-
technical
the lag
difficulties.
is
I think it's the
real,
internet.
no.
I think it's the issues of the internet. Uh-oh. But we know it's
Okay,
live.
We're getting a little laggy here.
We know it's live, everybody. I'm checking on my phone as well, and it's doing the same thing. So I'm going to just post a couple of comments there as well.
Okay, let me see.
I'm so glad that I'm not the only one that has
I don't want
issues.
there to be lag, so let me try to turn down some quality settings. Hold on here.
You do
Going
that.
into
No worries, Tommy.
EBS. Of course, this worked completely smooth the last couple days, only because we're doing it live now.
Isn't that the truth?
Is it going to go bad on me? Of course it is.
That's the way it goes.
Let me see. Trying to go into
You always have
settings.
technical difficulties. I don't.
Yep, I'm in OBS now.
That's Tommy. Did I break the internet for
Trying
Tommy?
to-
I'm sorry. Let's see, write this. I didn't mean to break
I
the
apologize,
internet
everyone.
for Tommy.
You're going to have to bear with me a second here.
Here we go.
I
Just
do
type
want
that
to
in.
make sure that
Poor guy.
this is a good experience.
Let's
Hold
see.
on a
Take your time. We know the
sec.
struggle.
We are going to... Okay.
No, actually, Harem, it is going to.
That
I
was a
think
nice
today we
frame.
might even hear that it's coming to other
Wow. Cam
regions. They
link.
have talked about European partners. They've talked about. um, oh gosh, there we go. Tommy,
The video's bad, but the
still getting that lag.
audio's good, I hear.
Audio's good. That's the way it goes with streaming. Hey, Tommy's looking at me. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
The AMICO announcement broke the internet.
Okay, I'm getting a million texts from my peeps. Go into OBS, go into video and turn down. Configure video.
It's okay. Well, I'll tell you a little bit,
I tried
everyone.
to be cool and I set my bit rate on my video a little higher than maybe I should
Yeah.
have.
Keep
get you
that
a
bit
nice
rate
stream.
low.
And of course, it's all going wrong.
It's. I like the little screens where he's looking at me. It's like he's staring into my soul. Tommy, Tommy. I like your console.
All right,
Okay.
people. Just bear with me a sec. Yes,
I'm being patient.
you're on live. So let me see. Resolution, cam link.
I think this is great. Tech support. No problem, Tommy.
Okay.
That's the way it goes.
No, I don't.
I was trying to see if I could hear what he's saying. You remember where we said about the video bit rate? This is great.
Let me see.
So yeah, he may have to restart the stream, Harem. Hey, you know what, everybody? Let's just take a moment and appreciate this. Honestly, I'm not trying to spin this, but when major companies have difficulty streaming, I'm always a little bit on the side of, hey, it validates all the issues I've had from time to time. Now, Harem, you've probably seen the most recently. I've actually had a lot fewer issues lately. I think my desktop computer, probably needs some attention because that's what I was streaming this video, or it's what I'm streaming this video from. And oh, did you hear that? Tommy is an OBS noob. It's not easy. It is not easy. A lot of people try to jump into streaming and they say, "Oh, it's all good," but it's actually pretty complicated. I'm reminded the other night. In fact, I take for granted sometimes because I've developed a certain amount of skill around this. I still have my issues with technology, but I've been able to work out a lot of things. Well, on Wednesday night, I was actually doing a Zoom call where I was presenting to a group of college students.
Thank you.
And they were actually, they were saying, you need to talk to my professors. They need to up their game. So that was kind of fun. But
once
this
again,
is all good. It shows the human side of the company and Tommy being, a man of the people, so to speak.
Clicking apply. Okay, hopefully this will help.
I just told Tommy this
appreciate
is the
everyone in
life
the
of a
chat
streamer. I
having-
know it all too well.
Willing me on here. Thank you. Okay.
Sometimes the tech doesn't work.
All right. I don't know if that helped.
There's still some dropped frames, that's for sure.
Oh no, do a reboot. No way.
Still
It's
dropped
this
frames.
300 baud modem that I'm using. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so I don't know if that helped. Let me see. Stop the stream and adjust the bit rate. Let me.
Yeah.
If I stop the stream though, won't that?
I actually don't know. I don't stream on YouTube.
Bear with me.
No worries. No worries. Honestly,
You don't have to drop the stream.
Okay, because it's not working. It's just as choppy.
oh, maybe he just stopped the stream. Hey, here's the thing. I've been in this situation. He's been so pumped for
I've done the
1010. This is an important date for him. I want you all to know. He's gonna, I'm
Yeah, it
sure,
says I
reveal
have to
this.
reset the stream.
This
Everyone's
is
saying,
actually
but
the date. I believe
it'll
either
cut
the
everyone off.
birthday
That's the problem.
or the day that Tommy's. I believe it was his sister passed away, and so he
Oh, in
wanted to
OBS it will stop
commemorate
streaming in
this
OBS.
time with this announcement.
Okay,
And I think
stand by. Hold on,
I
folks.
I can feel it. I've been in the same situation. You prep for something, you plan for something, you're super hyped for something. There's an important connection, and things don't work. So, if you happen to be on YouTube and you happen to be there, I'd say throw some hearts in the chat for him. Um, ten, 10, 10, 10. Throw some hearts in chat for Tommy is what I said, and we're gonna keep throwing those there. Sorry again, that cough. Okay, so he's restarting the stream. Hearts in chat. Hearts in chat. I'm trying to push this. It's a little bit of that. Again, we're talking about probably people tuning in who are not necessarily watching Twitch as much. Ooh. Okay, the stream appears to be back on his end. I'm wondering if maybe we want to. We're getting there. Hold on a second. Better? Oh, it looks better. It looks like he got it going. I think I need to refresh. Oh.
Okay.
There we go.
I am back. I hope that took care of the problem.
Yes. Awesome.
I'm afraid to open that window now, or else it'll go slow again.
Great.
Okay,
We're back. We're back, everybody.
I think this is all working again.
Sweet.
And I apologize
All right.
for that. Too many windows open. Is it a lot better now?
Oh, it could have been CPU.
Okay, thank you. Okay, sorry for that. Well, there's 10 minutes we can all never get back. Anyway, so I thought I would be cool and watch that. Anyway, let's get to it. So, first thing I want to talk about is our some of our partnerships. As a lot of folks know, we have 5 different categories of games. We have retro reimagined. We have sports and recreation, original IPs, and board games, card games, dice games, casual. And of course, we have children's and edutainment as well. So we want to announce that we are partnering with Playdate Digital, not to be confused with Playdate, the new cool hardware machine that's coming up, the handheld. But Playdate Digital is a they do educational software for children, and they're creating a lot of we're creating a lot of exciting games with them that focus around children, emerging literacy, creative skills, and all that. And the first title will be Care Bears that we're working on. And we also partnered once again with Tozoy Games, and we're bringing Load Runner to AMICO.
Nice.
And I think we may have a version of that on launch, which is very cool.
Playdate hardware I'll talk about later, probably a blog post or a video, but it's super cool.
East,
Untitled Goose Game, that company.
Burger Time, but we're also going to be doing Bump and Jump.
It's not really surprising.
Known as Burning Rubber in Japan, and Lock and Chase, which was on an original Intellivision game as well. So, okay. I'm getting a lot of lag here again. It seems like it's very spotty. So I'm going to go into settings one more time. I'm going to drop it one lower.
Okay.
So the quality is not going to be as good. But again, I will be posting all of these videos
That
In
works.
fact, I probably
Data
I'm just gonna
East, that's pretty
post
good.
them
Yeah, the
because I don't want
Playdate
people to
is
get
a
a
system, a handheld with a
I don't
crank,
want to see. I
and it
don't
looks
want
like a
people to
Game
see
Boy with
them
a
for the
crank.
first time very
Simple,
choppy. So
8-bit,
I have
black and
uploaded
white pixel
most of
graphics.
them to
The
YouTube
Untitled
already.
Goose Game,
Uh,
Firewatch,
so it shouldn't be a
etc.
worry.
company
Um,
is behind it, and they're producing it where
yeah,
you get the hardware
gosh,
and then you get
I'm
games
gonna take that bit rate
pushed
down
to it
again
once a month, and it's
one
like a
more
new
time.
experience. And I'm actually really excited about it.
Sorry, folks, bear with me a sec.
But the games company he talked about, Playdate for educational games, Care Bears, that's kind of a fun old IP. What was the other thing he said? Obviously, he said something right before Data East. Data East makes sense. It makes perfect sense that we're going to get a
It's
bunch of
funny
Data
because
East
we
content.
tested this
They're one
for
of
the
those retro
last
companies that,
3 days.
like Namco, they tend to push a lot of things out.
Tested it without a hitch
Um,
for hours, doing a
8-bit
bunch of tests and
Firewatch.
stuff,
Yeah, it's not going
and
to be
never
Firewatch, but
glitched
they
a
have a lot of
single
fun,
time. So
unique games.
that's
What was that
Murphy's Law
second
for you, I guess, right?
second company that he announced?
Um,
Shoot.
I'm going to stop the stream and start it one more time. I
Okay.
apologize.
No worries,
Stand
Tommy.
by.
No worries. Poor Tommy. No worries. I'm going to ask on here and see if anyone knows. Who was the second company that Tommy talked about? See if someone answers me here. One person here says the lag is quite realistic as the console was delayed 6 months. That's pretty great. Good things come to those who wait. Standby on the standby. Playdate Digital. I thought he said something after Playdate. I thought he said something after Playdate.
Welcome to the
Whoa.
Friends of Mana.
What?
Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you. The Cordray? The Cordray. Welcome. Burger Time sequel. Oh, I know it was that he talked about that there's going to be a Load Runner game. That's going to be super cool. The Cordray, hello, how are you doing? Poor Tommy there. Poor Tommy. I guess we could go to this screen for a moment and let things sort themselves out. Poor guy. It's just like the worst feeling when these things don't work. But how are you doing? What's up? We are hoping that poor Tommy Tallarico is able to get his stream here working. We'll give him a moment. And it looks like we're still getting lag. This is a little rough. Poor guy. Poor Tommy. We're making things work on both ends here. I'm actually having some issues, believe it or not, on my end as well, which is not super great. I wonder if I can use this opportunity to fix my issues. But we'll do it. Cordray, today we are actually going to be Codray. Coder? I totally am saying that wrong. Codray. Coder? I believe it's on you having it on your end. Oh, come on here. We are watching the Intellivision AMICO special event, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's not working. How do you say it? Dre? Should I say Dre? Tommy's having some technical difficulties. I'm telling you, it makes me feel a little bit better. It's Cognizant Dreamer, or Codry for short. I love it. Cognizant Dreamer. That's a cool name. Wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for coming. We are, like I said, we're just waiting for Tommy to get his stream working again. It appears like it's back, but still video lag. Audio's fine. Keep gaming. Let's do this. Let's refresh this page. Someone's suggesting in the chat to turn the lights on.
Greeting and
there we go.
Surprise.
We'll listen
and
for a
we have
moment.
Demo
I'll switch
of
over.
the birthday one that I'm going to post as well.
Ooh.
And that's for those of you who may not be aware, 10/10 was a special date for me because it was my sister Karen's birthday, who unfortunately passed away. Gosh, I don't even know how long it is now because I try never to remember the the date or the year, but it's almost it's going on maybe 20 years now. I'm not sure, but anyway, so we're posting that. We also have a hardware video, which explains. It's a 11-minute
I'll
long
chat more with you in a
video
little bit.
explaining the design choices of the hardware. We're going to post that, and then we're going to also be playing, showing gameplay footage. I have a new
Nice.
10-minute trailer, which we'll be posting as soon as this disaster of a stream is over.
Oh no.
And what else? Yes, two other things. We are doing a Moon Patrol contest.
Ooh,
and hopefully
that's
you
exciting.
can see this. So if you download our AMICO Club app, if you download that app, you'll be able to
I have the app.
post your high score on Twitter or our Facebook page, tagging us. We'll put out exact information, but so on Android or iOS, go to AMICO Club, download the app. You can play Moon Patrol, and all you have to do is do a screen grab of your high score. Now, for those of you who think you can cheat and go into Photoshop, we actually have a 32-digit alphanumeric code at the bottom, so we'll be able to check
Smart.
the legitimacy. So no cheating.
Nice.
So the way you do is you take a screenshot, and then you're going to post it on either social media or Twitter, or email it to us. And again, we're going to give instructions for that, and you have an entire week to get the high score. Now the winner, whoever gets it, is going to get this. This is a Moon Patrol, the original. It's a light box of the original marquee from Moon Patrol. And what I did is I had it signed by the original Moon Patrol producer of the game, Scott Sumura.
That's so cool.
Who is also the former president of Nintendo of America in their research and development team.
That's cool.
He worked on games like Wave Race 64 on the N64 and things like that. So I got him to sign the Moon Patrol thing, and we're going to be sending that out. It lights up too. It's really cool. Let me see. The other thing is we have a new demo. Now, a lot of people thought we were going to put the demo on the AMICO Club app, but when we put it on the app, it just didn't do the game justice.
Yeah.
Because it was, the screens are so
Aspect
small.
ratio wasn't
So we
great
decided
either.
instead to do something even better. And what we're doing is we're bringing our exclusive Intellivision Breakout. That's
Yes!
Intellivision AMICO Breakout.
That looks
is
really
going
good.
to be downloadable and played on your PC so that you can see
On
it
PC.
in all its glory.
Oh,
Now,
awesome.
the controls for the controls on AMICO will be very cool because your finger is going to slide wherever your finger goes on the screen. Controls that.
Right,
For the
analog.
PC version, you have
Mouse?
to use your mouse, but
Okay.
so it's a little hard to control, just like Moon Patrol is a little hard to control on the app. But that's part of the idea, right?
Yeah.
Is that once you're playing these on the big
Excuse me.
screen with the AMICO controller, it's going to bring a whole bunch of really cool aspects to it. So download the Breakout zip file. You say, well, how do I do that? Well, the good news is that everyone who is on our mailing list is going to get the link as soon as I'm done with this chat. We're going to email the link. Now, for those of you who are not on our mailing list, please, please, please sign up now at IntellivisionAmico.com.
I'm already there.
IntellivisionAmico.com. That is our website, and you can sign up to our mailing list. You can do it right now so that you can get in on this first round.
I'm gonna see if I have that
Now,
link.
for folks who are watching this in the future, as soon as you sign up to our mailing list, you'll be able to get a response which will have that link in it as well. So don't feel left out if it's
I'm
if it's
I'm checking
past
this right now
the
to see.
10/10 date, and that's going to be available today. And
Okay.
yeah,
Maybe we can play a
so
little of it.
that's about it from me for the live stream.
Okay.
Let me see, because I'm going to go ahead and post those
Let's do
videos.
thank you, Tommy.
Let me
So
see.
sorry the
I'm
stream.
going to go look at some questions right now. So, if there are any questions, please let me know right now. I know this stream's very choppy, so it's frustrating. If you think it's frustrating for you, you can imagine how I am. So, okay. All right. So, well, I'll tell you what. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section of the video, and we'll get to your questions. I'll answer every question in the comments section. So thank you so much again. As soon
I
as
couldn't
this
think of a
is
good question.
over, I'm going to make our hardware trailer, our hardware design trailer. I'm going to make that go live first, and then about 10 minutes, 15 minutes after that, you'll see the one that you really want to see, which is the gameplay trailer.
Sure.
So I'm going to do the hardware trailer right now, and then we'll get to the gameplay footage, because that's what everyone really wants to see. So thank you so much. Sorry again for the choppiness. Murphy's Law at it again. It was perfect all week, and now the internet seems to be going out.
It's the way it
So,
goes.
anyway, that's okay, because it's all about the trailers anyway. That's what this was for, and you're going to get those right now. So thank you so much. Leave comments
Worth it.
in the section. I appreciate the support.
joining
Thank
us.
you.
Oh,
Friends of Men.
Vintage 64. Thank you so much for that follow. Okay, everybody. Well, that was that. We're going to see some trailers here in a moment. So I guess we can go to the Intellivision website. It happens. That's what people are talking about in the chat. And it does. Everybody, if you have experienced streaming before, oh my goodness, all of the issues that can come up. But that's okay. It really is okay. So we just spent a good long time at the start of this stream at about 9:30 Pacific time before the 10:10 presentation, just going through a bunch of background about this particular console, this particular system. And I think that it's probably worth a short review as well, just to kind of talk about what was there. But really, right now, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing that Tommy wanted to do more of a personal, presentation kind of a thing, and talk to people, and that I think is also par for the course. This is what Tommy has been doing in going to these conventions, going to these podcasts. Is it something that is earth-shattering? Not particularly. Okay, not particularly. But I think that the core here, I think this is probably what my takeaway is, if I'm going to put a positive spin on it. And I think I want to put a positive spin on it because I am excited about this console. And I really do think that there are some really great aspects to it. But I'm going to also be a little more critical in a moment. But we'll just hop here, see what people are saying here. I think the positive piece of this is that it shows that Tommy is engaged in the gaming community. He is someone who is not afraid to be front and center, to try new things, streaming, to connect with those who are interested in this console. He believes in it. He's pushing it. He's become one way or another, however you look at it, a face for the Amico. So I think that this is showing that very same thing, and I think it's very sincere when he talks about wanting to do this at 10/10/10/10 because of his sister's birthday. And I really absolutely appreciate his ability to be raw and open in this way on stream. Now, obviously, this is less than ideal. This would have been a really great way to have a bunch of people get hyped about this console if it went smoothly. I'm seeing 56 people watching on this channel right now. I think that probably at its height, it was getting close to 300 people on the stream, as is the case whenever there is stream dips. I experience this all the time. If you're having technical difficulties, you usually at least half your numbers. Okay. So I think this was a missed opportunity, but it's out of Tommy's hands. That's for sure. Disappointing. Maybe there were things that could have been done differently, but I wouldn't hold it against him. I just do think that it's unfortunate because there are people who missed it. In fact, Twitchy Berry says, I think my friend has abandoned the stream and just looked up the wiki. Now, I would suggest look up the website because there's some good stuff on the website itself, assuming the website loads. This is my technical difficulties. Vintage 64, thank you so much for the follow, Kodri. I'm so glad that you both stopped by today. It's really cool. Let me just first of all introduce myself for anyone who is new. I am Art of Mana. I'm an E for Everyone family-friendly variety streamer. I focus on Nintendo, retro on original hardware, and indie titles. I really appreciate the relationship building aspect of streaming. That's what I tend to focus on. And I'm hyped about this console because of its short, sweet, easy to repeat gameplay. And that's something I particularly like because I'm short on time as a full-time husband, father, and employee. And I just think it seems like it's pretty neat. There's a bunch of great industry veterans behind it. It's unique. I'm a sucker for kind of unique consoles and things like that. Okay. I'm going to reload this and see if we can't find an updated video released on here. I don't know. This seems to be working now where the other was not. Still no video upload, so we'll wait and see. There's probably some technical difficulties on that end as well. But why don't we do this? If anyone has any questions and you are in my Discord, I'm going to drag you into my Discord channel, and all you have to do is go into the waiting room, the garden. I'll be in the quad in a moment, and you can ask me a couple of questions. We can talk about it a little bit and kind of be like a show, talk show style. And I haven't really tried this recently, so I don't know how well this is going to work. But if you want, I want to talk about the Intellivision Amico. If you want to do that, we can go there. Okay. Really, we didn't get a bunch of updates today. Probably the biggest thing. No way. Kotri, thank you so much. Wow. Seriously, thank you. Kodri is just subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much. Retro Rewind Pod says hype. Shoot, shucks, thank you. So yeah, this is a little light on content today, unfortunately. It's a mana, Jam Doggy says. Hey, Jam Doggy. It's a little light on content because I think we probably would have had more. Probably the biggest takeaways in terms of new games would be that we're getting a version of Lode Runner. I'm excited about that. Lode Runner is an excellent IP in my opinion. It's one of the retro games that I actually can go back to and enjoy quite a bit. Videos are being posted on the channel that we'll see more game trailers. So that's another update. Also, we're seeing that, or we heard that there's going to be a competition for Moon Patrol, and you can win that beautiful marquee, and it'll be signed by one of the team that worked on the arcade game, which is pretty cool. We're also going to have the Breakout game coming to PC, so I really want to check that out. I'm spamming furiously my email refresh button to see if maybe I will get a email invite to download the game, and I could play it live for you. In fact, I actually had my phone all set up in order to share me playing the game, but they surprised me saying it's going to be on the PC. So there we go. I'm going to refresh or reload once again on the Intellivision website. We'll see if that gameplay trailer has gone live. And alas, no, it has not. But we can go back here for a moment. And I just want to talk a little bit about some of the people behind the team. And then what I think we will do is, if nothing else, we'll wrap up the stream with a little bit of the gameplay of Moon Patrol on the phone. Again, he said it's not necessarily the best representation of the game, but we can try it. You know, it's ported. There's some screen stretching on my phone. It's not perfect, but it gives you an idea. Okay. So Tommy Tellerico, actually, you probably can't see that. Let me see if I can't make that a little bit bigger. Nope, that is an image, so I cannot make that any bigger. Okay. Oh well, I can move it up a little bit so you can see it. Okay. 30 years, veritable video game industry icon, and one of the most successful video game composers. He's held positions as a designer, product manager, producer, writer, hardware executive, games tester, and heads of both music and video departments. He has produced, co-created, wrote, and co-hosted 3 internationally award-winning syndicated and network TV shows, live orchestra with Video Games Live. He's the man behind Video Games Live. 50-plus industry awards, Guinness World Record holder, the largest symphony show ever seen live, recipients of the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Game Developers Conference, Ambassador Award of Game Developers Choice Awards, Top 50 Game Industry People by Game Developers Magazine. He's included in the Smithsonian and for his contribution to the game industry, and profiled in an ABC story, The Person Who Changed the Video Game Industry. He is a founder of the Game Audio Network Guild, on the advisory board for the Game Developers Conference, and a bunch of other groups. Consulted for Fortune 500 companies, and a cousin of the rockstar legend Steven Tyler. So, me, Tallarico. So, this is Tommy Tallarico. He's really the CEO and president. He bought Intellivision in order to bring back a console that would have couch co-op, family-friendly content. So this is the first I've heard of the system, and it seems interesting, Retro Rewind says. Nice. And you enjoyed the stream. Great job. Thank you, Kodri. I really appreciate that. As we talked earlier, we went through the legacy of innovation. We talked about this is the original Intellivision, and then these are all these firsts attributed to it. And it's pretty neat. I guess what I heard was that this was, I believe, the second console Tommy ever owned. I forget what the first was, but this was in one of his podcasts, as he was a guest on a podcast. But if you want, you can go back once this stream is done. You can go back to that first section. I go through a lot of the history of how we've gotten to this point. I really want to showcase this because I don't think there's a lot that people know in general about this. You have to be kind of clued into the scene, the retro video game scene, and have heard at least to some extent about this before now in order to have been kind of in the loop. But let's take a look real quick at the rest of their website. So if you're interested, there are pre-orders. Okay, and it looks like there's pre-orders in the United Kingdom, or at least, well, let's see. I know this was a question that we had asked, and it looks like maybe again, I don't know. Those aren't companies that I know to be in the UK. Well, Amazon. Oh, Game, yeah. Is GameStop in the UK? Yeah, no, it's Game, right? I don't know. Anyway, so there are some pre-orders available there. If you look at the United States, here we go. Fig and GameStop. And you can kind of see there's an image of playing the game here with these controllers. And it looks like a total stock photo without them actually holding those controllers, which is pretty funny. But it's, hey, that's what everybody does today. Ticolo, welcome on in. Let's look at the frequently asked questions really quick, okay? So let's start with, let's not open up a new tab. Let's talk about the console. When will it be available? So the the target launch date is April 15th, 2021 for retail. And it will be available in major retailers in North America, Europe, and shortly thereafter, other areas of the world. The price is going to be a little bit higher than originally talked about. They wanted to keep it sub 200. It's going to be 250. The console, 2 controllers, excuse me, 2 controllers, 6 games, all of that bundled, $250. Now the pre-order, I think you get a discount card for additional games. Or not a discount card, I think it's actually just essentially shop money that you can use to purchase additional games. One thing I forgot to mention is they have actually talked about physical SD cards, essentially. I think there's an SD card slot on the system. And the idea is that you can have a physical copy of the games as special editions down the line if you are so inclined. Okay. Inside the box, you're going to get the AMICO console, 2 controllers. You can have up to 8 by using your phone, which is pretty cool. 6 free premium games, everything you need to start playing by yourself or with friends and family right away. So let's talk about Family Friendly. I'm a member of the Family Friendly live stream team. I take Family Friendly very seriously. On my website, you can read all about how I choose games to play, what it means to me. Here's what it means to Intellivision. They take their family-friendly focus very seriously. All AMICO games will be ESRB E10 plus or below, PEGI 7 or below in Europe, and contain no graphic violence, blood, bad language, or sexual content. This is a barometer I tend to use myself. In addition, our games will not include loot boxes, in-app purchases, DLC, ads, or any other predatory practices often seen on other gaming platforms. Now, those are pretty strong words, but I also tend to agree. Those are some people know what they're buying into, but often they are very predatory practices. Not all DLC. Sometimes it's a nice update to a game where you don't have to purchase a full game. Instead, you can get a smaller piece of DLC. But boy, a lot of times it can be very predatory, and it can be something that draws people in as, hey, you want to get another additional content here? I'm going to just dole it out piece by piece until, hey, guess what? This game that you thought was going to cost $50 or $60, it's actually $300, I also really don't like ads in games. That's why mobile gaming, I think, has taken a turn. However, Apple Arcade gives me some hope. Plus, all of our games will support both multiplayer and players of all skill levels, encouraging families and friends, young and old, to play together. In short, we seek to bring families and friends together with gaming, and this promotes family time, togetherness, positive reinforcement, social interaction, and clean, safe fun for everyone. This is something I love. I love it. They do have multiple colors. It doesn't look like a lot of systems because it is really designed to look a little bit like the original system and also appeal to a wide variety of gamers. They want to do something innovative, and I think that's awesome. Okay. No internet connection is needed to play, just for downloading games. There will be 16 gigabytes of internal memory. Perfect for you, then, the old Harem says. And Amico, by the way, means friend or buddy in Italian. Tommy Tallarico, Italian heritage. So Amico games are typically priced at $9.99 or less. That's interesting because now they're saying typically. I wonder if that means they're trying to court gamers that maybe would require a larger price to download. There'll be a wide variety of games. You can see them here, right up there. There will be games, so 30 games at launch, and there'll be new games introduced once every 7 to 10 days, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, certain games will be available in both the online store and as limited edition physical versions. We have something very special planned for physical games. They'll cost a little more than the digital versions, but will definitely be worth it. More details coming. So I don't know all the details, but we'll find out. A lot of the games, they ask quality. What quality of games can we expect? These are all going to be developed in conjunction with Intellivision. So essentially, we're going back to an NES style of making sure that there's a certain level of quality before something gets put onto the platform. Nintendo's done this for a long time and then found the eShop to be a place where many people could just produce a game, and that worked for them at this point in time. I kind of actually miss those days of a certain level of quality being on the eShop. Nintendo still does it to some extent, but once we had things like Steam, where there's just so much that just gets flooded onto the platform, we lost some of that. Let's see. No online multiplayer initially, maybe later, who knows. There will be online leaderboards and rewards, trophies, achievements. Basically, there won't be long tutorials or manuals to play. They'll be simple, like I said, short, sweet, and easy to repeat. That's my little thing here. The Karma Gaming Engine is a balancing system built into AMICO games so players of all skill levels can compete fairly against one another. It does so by dynamically adjusting the difficulty for players based on how well they are doing in the game. This allows AMICO games to provide competitive gameplay for both novices and hardcore gamers alike. I think that's pretty cool. So if there are 3D games on AMICO, they would have to fit the easy-to-play, easy-to-learn mantra of the game design. Majority of the games are going to be 2D or 2D using 3D modeling, sometimes called 2.5D. AMICO will be offering many original Intellivision titles on the online store in exclusive bundles likely starting in 2021. Original cartridges are not currently supported. So that's kind of answering that question that I had before. And you can develop games for the system. And yeah. This is a direct descendant of the people and company who worked for the original Intellivision console. It's located in San Francisco, California, as well as Salt Lake City, Utah, Nuremberg, Germany, and Dubai. And there we go. So that's a little bit right there from Intellivision. Pretty kind of cool to see this all coming to fruition. Now, we had a special event on August 5th, and here it is, in fact. I don't remember how long this video is, but we had a bunch of these special event announcements. This was actually a lot of fun. If you want to check these out, they're just kind of goofy, fun things that remind me of the old videos Nintendo would send in the mail. VHS cassettes, mind you, where you would see a game promoted or a new console promoted. I still have my copy of the Donkey Kong Treehouse one. That was the first time I ever learned about the Nintendo Treehouse. And I still have my Star Fox one, which still cracks me up. And behind me, behind the green screen, I actually have my original Mario doll, which is the same one that was used in that video. And it always cracked me up that that poor little Mario actually was being threatened by the likes of Sony and Sega, who I believe held Mario's head in a vice grip of all kinds of things. I mean, can you believe it? Let's go back here and see if by reloading we get any new details. Special event, the hardware. Okay, let's do this. There we go. We've got at least the hardware design up here. Apparently that came out 17 minutes ago, so we waffled on for quite a bit. Also, I wonder if we can just get a games preview here. Let's see. Well, let's start with this one, okay? The original TMNT movie had a TMNT game advertised in the trailers before the movie. Oh, I didn't know that, actually. That's kind of cool. All right, let's watch this. Meet AMICO, a unique video game system.
When we started the design process of AMICO with Tommy, we needed to figure out what his vision was.
We wanted to create something that personified what Intellivision and our messaging is all about. Something that was exciting and unique and fun.
So we put hundreds of pictures on the wall. We put out lots of words, and we talked about the emotional response for what AMICO was going to be.
When we were looking at some of the curvatures of the device itself, I gave a lot of reference to, companies like Ferrari, Lamborghini.
We want it to be fun. We want it to be exciting and different.
It's very important to us that it's friendly, that it's approachable, that it's something that you can just pick up, you understand how to use it right off the bat.
During the entire development process, we're continuously asking ourselves, what can we do to make this a better product for the user?
It was also important for us, though, to make something that didn't look aggressive or that wasn't scary piece of technology. We really wanted it to be friendly and to be a part of the living room.
The main reason we designed AMICO the way we did in a wedge shape from front to back and top to bottom is, one, It allows people all over the living room to see the lights and participate in the game and really get a feel for what's going on in the environment.
So one of the big things I've been involved with over the last 20 years is my video game concert called Video Games Live. And touring that around the world, I learned a lot of things about how important lighting was to just the music and the
Interesting.
experience, the onstage experience to the audience.
There are 40 independently controlled LEDs on the console base, and then we also have 12 LEDs in each controller for a total of 64. With that many LEDs, the possibilities are endless. You can do everything from having an LED light show to flashing police lights, fireworks show to happy birthday signal. You name it, we can do it.
To make sure the lighting on AMICO was a top-notch experience, we went through dozens of design iterations, different materials that diffuse the light. We have a lot of LEDs in the console, and we're dealing with a lot of colors, and it was really important for
Is
us
the
to
lip
be able to
sync out of
blend
sync?
these in really interesting ways that correlate to the gameplay or that indicate really interesting things. to
It
the
might be a
user.
little bit
We
on my
also
end.
have interactive lighting in some of the games as well. So, you'll be having to look on the actual base of the machine and dial in different colors on the LEDs in order to get through certain areas or to unlock certain chests or
I think that's cool.
keys or doorways.
You can also adjust the brightness settings of the LEDs or even turn them off.
It's not only aesthetic, but it really is involved with some of the gameplay and the design in our games. Very unique.
We want AMICO to last as long as possible, and a great way to do this is to reduce the amount of moving parts in the system.
Yep.
So we have steady
I like
state
that.
memory, but we've
Solid
also
state.
gone as far as to design the cooling system in a way that is totally passive.
We keep AMICO
Nice.
cool and at a stable temperature by using passive airflow. So it silently allows the cold air to pass through the system and exit through the back.
We've also designed the console chassis to help facilitate the natural airflow that's already happening.
When designing AMICO, it was really important to us to make sure that it would last as long as we possibly could make it
I
last.
appreciate that.
We want it to last years, maybe even generations.
I appreciate that.
So in an effort to do that, we reduced as many moving parts as we could.
A couple ways that we've worked to achieve this is by selecting engineering grade resins for the plastics, but also designing it in such a way that where it has thick wall thicknesses and structural ribs and a lot of internal components that really increase the strength of the controller and the console alike.
We're happy and proud to announce for the first time that we've actually partnered with Qualcomm and we're using their Snapdragon family
Okay.
of chips. That is the thing that is the heart and soul, the thing that powers AMICO.
On the back of the console, you'll find an HDMI out, a power connection, a micro SD card expansion slot
and
for more memory,
USB-C,
and a
okay.
USB-C port for future accessories and expansion.
Glad
It's
to
really
see that.
important for us that people have access to tons of games on their standard system. So with the internal storage on AMICO, you can store 40 to 50 games. In addition to the internal storage, we've also added a micro SD expansion, so you can store literally hundreds of
Okay.
games on your AMICO.
Good.
AMICO has built-in RFID. RFID stands for Radio Frequency Identification.
I can pause this. I just realized. I was like, wait a minute. I want to say something, but it's not live. It's a video. Okay. A couple of things. First of all, super, super excited that they're talking about longevity in the console. This is one of the issues I have with a lot of modern consoles. Everything really from the use of discs on became a lot less reliable. I still have my original Nintendo. And don't get me wrong, the 72-pin connector in the original Nintendo Entertainment System, it's not perfect, and it causes problems. But it's an easy fix. And if you look at the Super Nintendo, my Super Nintendo, I don't see it going out anytime soon. Same with my N64. The original Game Boy, for crying out loud, survived a bomb blast. So there are these old consoles out there. My Atari 2600 right over here, that work just fine. And yet, for some reason, I have gone through like 4 Xbox 360s. Or original Xboxes. And like a couple of Xbox 360s. Granted, I get mine used. If I had kept mine from the start, maybe it would have been different. But still, the early Xbox 360, and I don't mean to pick on Microsoft, the early Xbox 360, though, was a hardware failure. And the original PS3s had issues. And in terms of the Nintendo Switch, the Joy-Cons are experiencing issues with Joy-Con drift. So having this thought of this is something for the future, it's going to be getting a lot of use from kids and families. We want it to be durable and we want it to last. That I think is really cool. Now, I'm guessing now the last thing is that SD card. I was starting to say, boy, 40, 50 games doesn't seem like a lot in a system like this. But again, yeah, I was thinking the SD cards would be for physical games. Maybe it will be, but maybe it's really just that extended storage like on the Nintendo Switch. So I wonder if maybe the games would come on like a little USB dongle. That's now what I'm starting to wonder. Maybe they'll have a little USB Type-C small dongle, and that will be what the game is actually on. I don't know. That's an interesting one. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I would like to think that they have something that's going to last and, not something that has a shelf life or a read-write shelf life, So we'll have to see how that goes. Anyway, let's continue on. Are you finding this interesting? I sure am.
And what that means is you can take an object, tap it on your AMICO, and have access to new games, new content, and an awesome new experience.
That's how they're going to do it. They just answered it. RFID cards. That's brilliant. It's like have a little amiibo. What if they did toys? What if the physical consoles were like little amiibo and you put them on the... Oh my gosh. Or the new games. Oh, that's cool. But if nothing else, a RFID card. Boop. Pop it on there. New game. That's cool.
This is going to be used for a number of different things, but mostly with our physical media, which we'll be talking a lot more about at the end of the year. One of the interesting and fun things about the console is the different color combinations.
The way that we have done that is by picking colors that are bright, they're metallic, they have depth.
We use a special process to achieve an amazing finish on the surface of the AMICO console.
The standard colors are graphite black and glacier white. We felt it was important to give people color choices as well too, because we really do want this to be the centerpiece in their living room.
We're even obsessed about the textures of all the plastics on AMICO. And what we're doing with that is we're selecting a mixture of gloss and matte textures to
His teeth are really white.
help highlight curves, highlight surfaces that we want people to see and look at and engage with.
We did some special editions as well, which takes a bigger and different process.
We came up with an advanced manufacturing process for our special editions to ensure that the finishes last for a lifetime.
We're adding metallic vents that actually match the bezel of the special edition to really bring it all together.
We have a galaxy purple. We have
Are his teeth glacier white? Retro Rewind Bot asks. Also, he says that it would be cool if the games come as collectible figures. Wouldn't that be? Anyway, I was tempted by this. I'm not going to lie. This was a really cool looking color. I mean, it's not too late for me to change to go to this. It does look really cool, but I kind of just wanted to go with that white.
the GTO red,
Nah, it doesn't
and
do
we
it for me.
have the vintage wood grain.
It is pretty
We
cool.
don't want anyone to find AMICO intimidating, and this can be seen in the controller design. We have a lot of similar features to mobile phones.
Color capacitive touchscreen, speaker, microphone, gyroscope and an accelerometer, force feedback, wireless contact charging.
And what that means is playing with an AMICO controller is a very simple experience. It's intuitive, and it elevates the gameplay experience.
This is kind of what I was talking about. They need to do more things like this, really. I think this is a Switch-like ad. But I'd like to see, a full video, again, kind of using the Wii era style of bringing families together with lots of different generations. Twitchy Berry lost me for nearly half an hour. Oh, no. What? Oh, what do you mean?
As well.
These are the kinds of things that we created in order to make very unique and simple game design and gameplay experiences.
Anyone, whether they're a hyper-casual gamer or have never gamed in their life, can pick it up and use it, understand it, and have a ton of fun playing with it.
So of course my favorite video game machine growing up was the original Intellivision, and I wanted to make sure that we took certain design elements of that which were very unique.
One unique feature of AMICO is that the controllers actually nest inside of the console base. And not only does this harken back to the original Intellivision, but it also gives us a few features that we really think will bring a lot of value to users. A benefit of nesting the controllers in the console is it gives us a place to do wireless contact charging. So all you have to do is drop your controller in and AMICO will take care of the rest.
Once you put the controller in the charging base, it takes about 2 hours for a full charge. And with a full charge, you get 4 to 6 hours of gameplay time. Besides the wireless contact
Not a
charging,
lot.
you can also charge your AMICO controller with a USB-C cable.
The controller can internally sense the orientation you're holding it, similar to your mobile phone, and will adapt the controller to be able to play the game in that way.
At the top of the controller, you'll find the home button. Not only does this allow you to turn the controller on and off, but it also allows you to pause the game, change the orientation of the controller, or get in and out of the game menu.
The contour of the controller
Touch
was
sensitive.
thought out over a year.
Everything from trying 6 to 7 different types of screens, to the way the disc is shaped, to the way the shoulder buttons are shaped, or even the overall form factor of the controller and the way the grip is contoured on the back. We really want a controller that fits a wide variety of people.
So the question or the comment that Retro Rewind Pod says is the only issue I'm seeing is I want more tactile inputs so that I don't have to look down at the small screen to control stuff on the big screen. My sense is that a lot of games are going to use, and there you go, see, there's the shoulder buttons. A lot of games I think are going to use the shoulder buttons and the, let's say you have a 2-button game, really. You might even just need a 1-button game. But if you have a 2-button game, that touch screen can be a button and a shoulder button, or you could use the 2 other shoulder buttons, and you can use this in different orientations. So I thought that too, but I actually think in the end, the screen is an extra. I think it's a bonus. I think that a lot of games might even just require you to hold the controller with one hand and use the dial or the touch screen or physical buttons. So I think that's okay.
It's designed for kids, elderly, female, males, everyone to be able to pick it up and use it.
We got to a point where everything felt comfortable to everyone, no matter what size or level of gamer you were. And that was very, very important.
All of this provides an easy-to-use experience that anyone can pick up and enjoy.
We're all about family play, all about multiplayer, couch co-op. Yes, every single game has a single player, but the fun is really to be had when there's more than one person playing.
In the manufacturing world of something so sophisticated as to the AMICO controller and console, it's nice to be able to have the other side work with us as a team, to be able to circumvent any challenges that may arise.
Retro Rewind Pod says, not sure how I'm going to get around in Hyrule, though, without a D-pad or analog stick, but fair point, Mana. Actually, that circle wheel, that dial, is a D-pad. It is a physical button, so that's what it is. Mr. H, yes, welcome on in, and Retro Rewind Pod says, a new Intellivision system is what this is, as Mr. H says. So what is this exactly?
Arc electronics, in one form or another, has been around for many years. The factory itself has been operational for close to 30 years. During the last 10 years, we've grown to be one of the very largest manufacturers of high-end electronics. We manufacture millions of controllers and componentry for the prior generation video game consoles and the future generation.
We can have a success rate of 99.98% of the printed circuit boards coming through as working.
We pride ourselves in the investment in our employees. We care about their health, their family life, their continuing and ongoing education. We're very family-centric, as is Intellivision.
We were so
Yes, Retro Rewind Pod, you can press in the circle wheel and use it just like a D-pad. Yep. In fact, it's touch sensitive too. As you push in the circle pad, it will actually register how much pressure you're putting down. So there's a bunch of I guess you could even say it's almost analog in that sense.
excited with the idea of bringing the family back together, sitting around the couch together.
As the world is changing with respect to environmental responsibility, we've been at the forefront of implementing all the needed changes in our factory process, and we have been awarded multiple certificates for being a green and responsible to our environment. One of the things that attracted us to work with Intellivision was the entrepreneurial nature, the passion, the drive that's behind the implementation of the business model.
Immediately, it struck us that
That's a lot of jargon, but I know what he's saying. It's just like, okay, buzzword, 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 buzzword.
this was a passionate, family-oriented, sincere, wonderful group of people. We were absolutely stunned, and we were so much in approval of the concept.
At the end of the day, our goal and mission was to create and design something that no matter what your skill level was, it was easy to pick up and understand.
There you go. So that is, whoa, hi Amico. That's our new video there. Excuse me. Let's go back here real quick and see. Nothing else has come. We'll reload it one more time. This is the first time you're hearing about the AMICO. I'm so happy that I could share this with you. So let's do this. We're going to find one video here that I've shared before. I do have a post on my blog of Mana on artofmana.com that has a link to a couple of videos. But let's look at the video showcase here. If I can find it. Have they taken it down? Interesting. Hold on. Could it be this one? It might be this one. Oh, okay. It could be that. But let me just double check. Okay, first look gameplay. What is this? That's just Night Stalker. I think this might have been it here. So let's take a look. Okay. First video.
Writing's not that easy.
Oh,
but
ad.
Grammarly can help.
Use Grammarly,
this
everyone.
Is grammatically correct.
Okay. Here we go. So this is a bunch of the games that are coming out as pack-in titles. And you'll see there's a wide variety of style and a bunch of different... oh, there's a 1010 game trailer is up? Was it? I missed it? Okay, we'll watch this one and then we'll go to that. See if we can see some evolution here. So there's a wide variety of types of games here and the looks of those games. I would say, again, you're looking at some here that they look a little bit almost like stock assets, but then you're seeing some that I think look very polished. And again, we're talking about games that are $10 or less. And here's the Breakout, which I can't wait to play. And again, I think it's more about the way that you play than the look that they're focusing on, which is moderately disappointing to me. I mean, I think this game looks gorgeous. I think this looks really cool because it oozes style and it looks like a lot of fun. But then this seems a little bit stock to me. Maybe it appeals to some people. It doesn't necessarily appeal to me as much. You know, you'll see a couple here in a little bit too that I think good. Again, that I think look good. These are these are in development, so we'll probably see them evolve. And but again, we're looking at games that well, it sounds like, you know, as you're using Snapdragon processors and whatnot, we're kind of talking more mobile. Like it's again similar to the Ouya, but it really they do look a little like early mobile games. Mr. H even says, which is fair enough. But see, like this is cool. Like you can use the controller to drop dice. Now this game looks awesome. This is the one I would say I'm most hyped for. That have been shown, that has been shown in detail, because it's a classic Intellivision game, but it just looks like it's a lot of fun, and it visually I think it's pretty nice looking. You know, nothing that has ray tracing, but it looks good, right? Or old school Flash games in some points, and you're right, Mr. H. And I think these are fair things to say. But there are a few games on here that, like this one here, that this is another one of my games I'm really excited to play. So you can kind of see, I mean, here's the 3D graphics, but again, we're not talking about high production value. Retro Rewind says, I'm surprised, and this looks really cool. They're surprised that they aren't releasing any 8-bit, 16-bit looking games, and I think they will. But, so that's going to be something I think people do need to consider. Okay, here we go. Here's the gameplay. Good, I did miss that. All right. Let's pull that up. Okay, work in progress, early gameplay demos. Let's see this one. And Mr. H says, hey, I like Flash games. They were very fun. Did you know that Adobe is discontinuing support for Adobe Flash? I do know that. I think it's unfortunate. And you're right. I actually really enjoy Flash games. I've done Flash game streams. I should probably do that before Flash is discontinued. But, early mobile games, I actually liked them a lot. Early Flash games, I liked them a lot. I still play those a lot. So I'm not against it just by the looks. Again, it's the short, sweet, easy to complete gameplay. It's the arcade-style gameplay. Those are the things that really attract me to this and have me excited about it. So I say that because I think that it could potentially have some people, and some people have spoken out about it, and they could be upset about it. I'm willing in that, it's the same reason I like the Ouya, similar kinds of games in terms of their look. But they're fun games, okay? Oh, I don't want all these ads. There we go. So Shark here. This is a classic Intellivision game. And, a little simplistic, but it looks fun. This, Cloudy Mountain. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. I really like that they have sort of the Intellivision Running Man as the character with just a little glow, and then it's the little particle effects and things like that. Astro Smash, another classic game. And actually, I think this does look a little better than what they showed before. Looks like they've added a few additional pieces here. So we might see some improvements on Shark. So I think that one looks a little lackluster. Nada, thank you. Okay, skiing. This is the one, like I said, it's the stunner. And, simplistic, absolutely. But I think this works. It's that low poly look, and I really do like the low poly look. By the way, 40 months in a row, Not a Crafty username. Thank you so much for that support. Welcome to this stream where we're talking about the Intellivision AMICO. Night Stalker, which this is pretty cool. Again, it's the Intellivision Running Man. This looks kind of eerie and fun, and I like it. I think this works. This sort of style is what I would give the Intellivision AMICO to be, or I would take the Intellivision AMICO to be their like signature style. Now, was this biplanes? This looks interesting. I haven't seen this one before, I don't think. And it kind of reminds me of something, but I can't think what it was. Was it? Boy. I've played a game like this, and I just can't think what game it was. So it looks like it would be a really fun game. Again, pretty simplistic. And, gosh, it almost looked like an Android phone for a moment with the clock up at the top. But the ski one looks interesting, Nada says. I would agree on that. This looks kind of cool. It looks like the planes are 3D models, 3D rendered models. Backgrounds are 2D. This one's probably the one that I'm most interested in, like third or fourth, Breakout. Because I love Breakout, and this looks a lot of fun. Missile Command. I never was a huge Missile Command fan, to be perfectly honest. So I guess that's part of me not being as excited about this one. But if you like it, it looks pretty cool. So I would say, Earthworm Jim, Breakout, and of course Skiing and Cloudy Mountain are my top ones. This one, I like the gameplay of the old tanks, but I'm not really a fan of the graphics on this, so we'll see. it could be a fun one to play, though. I just have never really liked this style of graphics, which was very popular for a while, and that's just a personal choice, I guess. Moon Patrol has similar style, but Moon Patrol, I've played this on mobile, and it's actually pretty fun. And I think we'll end the stream by playing a little of this, actually, on mobile. It does look like it's gotten a few little upgrades, too. Oh, nice, and there's customization. That's new that they're showing us. Now, Dynablaster looks a little bit like Bomberman. I think that's, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. But, I mean, hey, with 8 players essentially playing Bomberman, yeah, okay, why not, you know? Look at the, you know what, though? Hold on, I'm going to be a little critical for a moment. And again, this is early development, so I got to remember this, but some things I'm not sure are going to improve. For example, let's take a look at, hold on, we got to wait for it to come back here. Again, I wish, I mean, here's the thing. Look at that aliasing around there and that texture work. I mean, maybe you're not going to be zoomed in as much, but it just doesn't look as polished as we're used to. And I think that could be a turnoff for a lot of people. So I'm going to be critical. There's a lot of lack of polish in many of these titles, but these are still early days, so I'm not necessarily convinced it's not going to improve. For me, I'm not actually convinced that it matters as much for me. I would prefer it to be just a little, I don't know, a little more bright and cheerful and retro in style. But hey, let's continue on. The gameplay on this probably is going to be pretty good. It's going to be releasing in about 6 months or so. So there's still plenty of time. This is one of the pack-ins. I think this is brilliant to have cornhole. I mean, it's the Wii Sports of the package, and this is all of these games so far. I believe all of them are pack-ins. At least that one was. This one's new. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Now see, look at that. Look at the additional layers of detail on that last one. I mean, you could just tell it's night and day over some of these others. Let's go back to that. I mean, just look at, you've got anti-aliasing, you've got a lot of depth of field and smoothing, and you've got some great light blur. This is what I think the Intellivision AMICO will start to have more of down the line. I mean, look at even just right there. I mean, that looks like Samus right there. But look at this. We've got Ray, I'll pause it, Ray, on this big circular boss. Granted, yeah, look at how much more smooth that looks. Granted, this is, you know, compressed through YouTube and all of that, but I think we're seeing much better examples with this than we've seen in some of the other games. And wait until we see Earthworm Jim. Okay, and Nitro Derby, this looks like a fun game, but, you know, I like these top-down racers. I like this genre. But again, the lackluster graphics, right? And Retro Rewind Pod, I'm with you. I want both, the gameplay and graphics. Now, here is one of the few platformers, okay? Finnegan Fox. Which, that was all we saw. Okay. Finnegan Fox, we saw 2 seconds of it. Very Flash-like, right? Very Flash-like. Pong! That's right, we're getting Pong, everybody. Which I think is pretty clever here. But we've got, it's like, not your grandparents' Pong. Platinum Trophy Review, how are you doing? Now, see, that's what I would play it in. I think that looks fantastic. We've got Pool. Again, these are the types of things that are going to attract a lot of the gamers. You know, Pool is like We Play, right? It was on We Play. Honestly, that would be a heckin' good quality Flash game, to be honest, Mr. H says. There are some good ones. Oh, yes, we got Snake, or Tron, essentially. It's Snafu. Running at 60 frames, roughly. So you can tell it's dev work when you have the frame rate up in the corner. But they do need to have a lot of games, and so I understand why they're getting games early. Maybe we'll see a bunch of buy-in in this, and we'll see a bunch of quote AAA titles. Bigger companies investing into this. Who knows? But even it's like the Ouya, we'll see a lot of great concepts, I think. Now this one's fun because they can actually. Oh, that's interesting. The AMICO API Android, huh? You can actually drop the dice with your controller onto the TV. We got spades here. Kind of cute little critters. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of dig the look of this. I don't know why. This game, it looks cute. It seems kind of fun, but yeah. Orange chicken? Oh gosh, okay. Lollipop rainbow dice? Oh, Candyland. Yeah, this is probably not something I'm gonna play a lot of, I'm thinking. Of course, they have a lot of, quote, edutainment games, and, yeah. What in the world? Oh my gosh. Blank slate. Mr. H is right. I'd love to see some major companies invest into this little console. Imagine what they could do with it. It would be easy to port Jackbox to it. You're right, Retro Rewind. All of these things are early games. We'll probably see a lot more to it. But the Ouya, I still like the Ouya, and it brought a lot of this type of content. Stuff you wouldn't really see release or succeed elsewhere. And I mean, here we go. Sesame Street, that's going to be a popular title with families. Just for the brand alone. I could see Mana Sprout even potentially playing a little bit of it. Looks like maybe a little young for her, but maybe not. We'll see. Here's the Care Bears game that was announced today. Apparently, it's a racer? What? Oh, okay. It's an edutainment game. I would like to see more edutainment games be better. Ooh, Brain Duel. Evil Knievel. I don't know what Brain Duel was, but I liked the art design. And this game looks like a classic mobile game, but it actually looks a lot of fun. And I enjoy these types of games, to be honest. Springboards and evil. That must have hurt. So there we go. And it's funny that they actually have the Evil Knievel brand. If you're not familiar, the games like Joe Danger and whatnot, we're essentially emulating an Evil Knievel style. But look at that, they've got a target right there. Okay. Oh, you got some coins there. Oh man. Oh, Evil Knievel. Oh, barely made it. Okay. That actually looks pretty fun. Some old school Flash games right there. Potentially playing a little bit, so in other words, you'll force her to play it. Sideswipers. This is probably the game I'm most excited for playing with friends. I just think the concept looks really fun, and yeah, pretty exciting. They have Major League Baseball, and this is definitely a win. Oh, okay, that's an improvement in graphics right there. Well, okay, until we see the flat textured fans in the background, but that's okay. And yeah, it is online, and they're announcing that there'll be some online playing as well. So, okay. Well, there we go. I mean, we saw a decent amount of stuff. But let's take a look at this again. Let's just take a look. I mean, this is also where it really comes down to, like, this is what I'm hyped for. It was weird there was no Earthworm Jim in that, especially when we had this. Let's look at it again. I mean, these graphics are in fact stunning. PTR says, dude, I want to share this with you. I don't know what CRM software is, but PTR got some and is thinking about developing something that works hand in hand with Facebook Messenger and Twitter, so creatives have the same opportunity. I don't know what you mean, but it sounds cool.
Moo.
That's pretty cool, Mr. H says. So, check these out, everybody. We're going to do a little bit of gameplay of the app. And I'm going to see real quick, actually, before I do that, if I got an email Intellivision Amico breakout demo. Play it now. Okay, I have it. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's we're downloading breakout. We're downloading it right now. Let me give me a moment here to get set up for that. And how exciting. Okay. I'm gonna close this out. So Breakout is available, everyone. Breakout is coming. So we're going to download that. In the meantime, because that might take a little while, I think I can just swap over. Should be able to do this fairly easily, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I'll wait a moment. That mana beard is getting fluffy. Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit of a shave and a haircut. 2 bits. For Dietis, welcome on in, my friend. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Let's go to download this game really quickly. And play Breakout. There's some information here. What's going on today? We are talking about the Intellivision AMICO. They just had a big event today. There is an exclusive Intellivision AMICO Breakout demo. Okay. I'm downloading it. I need to extract and double-click the exe to run. Alt F4 on my keyboard to get out of the demo. First released over 43 years ago. Holy moly. In 1976, Atari's Breakout arcade game was designed by Atari co-founder Nolan Bushnell and engineered by none other than Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, who would, of course, later go on to found Apple. Breakout is lauded as being simple but incredibly addictive as you use your bat to bounce a ball off of the bricks above in order to try and clear them all and reach the next level. This exclusive version of Atari's Breakout will only be available on the Intellivision AMICO console launching in 2021. Although the game will start off in original vertical mode, it won't take long to utilize the full 16 by 9 aspect ratio and turn things sideways. Part blockbuster and part 2D side-scrolling shooter, you'll have a limited amount of time to get to the goal and break out. Will you be able to get to the end on time? You'll have 4 minutes and 4 chances to complete the task. Although this is a PC demo, you will use your mouse to control the paddle. Although for this PC demo, you will use your mouse to control the paddle. When the game is released on AMICO at launch, players will be able to utilize the vertical touchscreen to control the paddle and use motion controls once a ball is hit to angle, aim, spin, and curve in the direction that you'd like the ball to go. Don't forget, we'll also be adding multiplayer, couch co-op, and versus mode as well. So, let's go ahead and dive into this. What is this? 4Dietis Retro Rewind Pod. Imagine seeing you here. Good to see all of you. Oh, hi, Retro. Indeed, indeed. Okay. So let's just pull this up real quick and double check on something here. Okay. Hold on. We're gonna unzip this. Extract to the desktop. And we have the demo. Okay. And Breakout. Rated E for Energy Tank. Iron Rusty, indeed. How are you doing? All right, we're just about to break into Breakout. Let's see how this works. There we go. Intellivision AMICO, everyone. Oh, it crashed. Oh, okay. It's back. Press start to break out. It's just click. Okay. You had some Metroid fun last night? Nice. Okay. Ooh. All right. I'm digging this so far. Oh, we've already done a thing. Combo. See, I'm digging this. I'm digging this little breakout here. This is nice. This is nice. Okay. Oh, man, a little English on that ball. Okay. I really want to adjust to have more audio, but can't just yet. Okay. Ooh, it's getting a little faster. Whoa, 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 we're doing stuff up there. Hey, we're doing things. Stuff in oh gosh. We have a force field? Okay. That's cool. Lucky us. Oh, there we lost one of our multi-balls. Oh no! Okay. Let's boost the volume. Wow, it's pretty intense actually. Oh, Okay. Hey, you know what? This is fun. I like having it go sideways, and it looks like you're moving up a path as well, which is kind of neat. I like how the numbers are displayed. This is really pretty cool. Go up. We got... Oh, hey, we're shooting things, everybody. Oh, no, darn. Okay. This is fun. This is actually really quite good. Yeah, I'm ready. So if you want to play this demo for yourself, all you have to do is sign up for the Intellivision AMICO updates. You can do this on their website. Just give your email and they'll send you this link. They said they'll send links out to other people. I happen to have been on that list for a while, so I got mine a little earlier than probably you will if you just sign up today. And I don't know why I'm even trying to go for the balls when... Oh, so there's limited time that you have that shield. That's what it is. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was a big multi-ball waste. Okay. When you have the multi-ball in that, then it goes away sooner too. Ah. This is intense. Okay. Get rid of some of these. Breakout! We broke out, everybody. Nice! Thanks for playing. Final score 24,856. Combo of 201. Not too shabby. All right. That's super cool. Okay. Well, that's one thing, everybody. And then I want to go back. I think that was doing a lot more justice to the game. We might play that again in a little bit. But let's take a peek here. And I'm going to see if I can't get my phone up here, and it seems like I have. So give me a moment here just to sort this through. We're gonna play around real quickly of the app, and then I'll be calling it good, calling it a day. So one moment here. I think we're getting a little of that background audio, but I'm not sure. Okay, hold on a second, everyone. I just need to do a couple of things because there's always a little bit of technical difficulties. There we go. And... Aha, that's what's going on. For some reason, my cam link is not working for the phone at the moment. I just need to copy something over, and we should be good. Aha, there we go. Okay. Let me move this. Copy this. Copy the transform, paste the transform, and we should be good to go. Is that... Oh, I know why. Hold on a second, my friends. I just need to do something. You weren't... what is this, Fortitas? Yeah, it wasn't spinning very fast. It was just her hand. What is this? My wife went, yeah, and threw her arms up in the air, hit the ceiling fan. Oh, no! Ouchies. That's no good. That's no good at all. All right, one moment as I adjust the output here. Oh, wait, I wonder if actually I may not even need to do that if I do this. Okay. Hold on a second. We're getting there. So I just need to... sorry, everyone. We're getting there. Just a moment. Sometimes it's the hardest thing. We actually saw poor Tommy Tallarico facing this, but streaming, getting things set up on the fly when software might not work the way you expect it and whatnot. It's kind of what I'm facing at the moment. I've just got to do a couple little tricks here to get everything all spick and span, and then we'll be flying through this, okay? Just need to make this a little bit bigger and sort it in my overlay, and we'll be good to go. Soon. Thank you all for sticking around. Thanks so much for being here. I know this wasn't necessarily something on a lot of people's radar, but I'm really happy that I have had the chance to share it with people and maybe get a little bit of hype around it, because I am excited about it. I really am. I think the Intellivision AMICO looks really fun and neat, and just in general, it has me kind of pumped. So, okay, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, and transition. There we go. Out of studio mode. By the way, everybody, here's my Animal Crossing phone. In case you were wondering, I do have the bottom a little bit different there, but it worked. Huzzah! And we're gonna just swipe back over here. Go to the AMICO Club app. And break everything, apparently. Why did we break everything? Oh, interesting. Hold on, everybody. He says it worked, and then it obviously did not. Hold on a second. I think I did actually mess something up here. Well, it worked for a moment. Okay, here's what we can do. I just need to go over here. And, oops, where are we? iPhone 11. Paste transform here. There we go. Okay. So is that right? Yes. Okay. Phew. Here we go. And then we can transition. There we go. I had it right, and then when the game wasn't open, it was wrong. So I kind of goofed on that. Oh well. Okay. So let's go to the demo. We can choose our controls. Let's go ahead and just do button mode, and you'll see here what this is like. And let me also turn silent mode off. It's loading. Hopefully this all goes through. I'm not sure if we're going to get all of the audio or not. There we go. There's the audio. We might need to. Okay. So touch to continue. And it basically slow, fast, fire, and jump are the controls here. Okay, so this is just a real rough demo. Okay. And there we go. So we can kind of go back, forward, jump. So again, this kind of messes up the aspect ratio, I think, a little bit, or at least it has. But you can kind of get a sense there. I mean, there's some 3D controls. We went right into a landmine. It is a little tough not seeing where my fingers are on the screen. There we go. We can do stuff. But you can see, oh, some flashing lights that probably would flash on the Intellivision AMICO console. And let's not get hit. Oh no! So we got some graphical issues there. Now this is what they want to see if people can get a high score in, right? So I'm not sure if it's going to be... There we go. This might need an update, I'm not sure, but this is another game. I think streaming is a challenge, Chrono says. It's a bit like public speaking without being able to see your audience. Am I wrong about that? No, I think you're about right. I think you're about right. Plus, with a bunch of technical difficulties, it's like public speaking if you also have to run the soundboard for the speakers. And maybe the video for the live broadcast simultaneously. And you don't get to see your audience or hear necessarily if people are clapping or whatnot. Okay. This is my last life here. But I wanted to share this just so you get a sense of what it looks like. I've played this through. I've actually beaten this demo. And it's a pretty fun little demo, actually, even though... And an events organizer, right, 4D of this? It's not bad. So you can download this for free and play it, try it out. Yeah, I mean, again, this isn't going to be the system seller, but it's fun. I'd pick this up, you know? Breakout, honestly, I want to play that again, because that was really cool. This is our last life. Let's see how far we can get on one life. Ooh, what is this? I don't think I've seen that before. Whoa! Okay. I feel like this is different than the demo I played. Woo! Whee! Oh man. There goes that. That was pretty cool. Okay. Oh no! Well, there we go. Yeah, that is a little different. That's an update for sure, but that's pretty cool. So anyways, that is that's that game. Little technical difficulty there, unfortunately, as I was doubting myself on something. But let's see here. So yeah, let's go back. Let's go back, I guess, here. We're going to be wrapping up the stream pretty soon. Let's go to this for a moment while I unplug out of there, and we're going to play a little bit of Breakout real fast. So, too many potential distractions to stream, Chrono says. Nice 2.5D graphics is what we see Retro Rewind Pod say. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, let me just adjust a couple things. One second. Did we get it? Is it working? Yeah, okay. Harem asks what season I am in Star Wars Rebels. Unfortunately, I am still season 1, believe it or not. And very early in it as well. But I've been watching through some of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's kind of what I've been doing more of. Let's transition back here. And we're going to do one more demo of this, and then we're going to call it a go. We're going to call it a stream. So, Breakout. Press start to Breakout. Let's see how far we can go. Ooh, that's some cool curve right there. Boom, fancy. There we go. Putting a little English on the ball, maybe. Okay. Just see how well we do here. So, what do you think, everybody? Is this on your radar now? Are you going to be looking at it now? It is $250 to buy in, $7 games. I mean, you're looking at an inexpensive mobile phone, maybe, for that price, and maybe you could play some similar games, but not with the multiplayer couch co-op, not with some of the, the people who are really backing this, who are industry veterans. I think it's worth it. And I think that the innovation in the controller, as well as the innovation in the some of the games that we're seeing, makes it worth it. Now, it was originally supposed to be sub 200. I'm seeing Mr. H a little shocked about that price. Retro Rewind Pod says I'm definitely interested. I think it's, oh gosh, I'm gonna do one more time, sorry. I think it's worth noting that, these games are early development and early games, and I think we could see more. The Ouya was what, $125, $150, and with inflation, I can understand why this would be more. Plus, you're getting 2 controllers packed in. I think you got one with the Ouya, and you're also getting some nice features like the near field or RFID, the fact that you can wirelessly charge your controllers, and games, again, they're going to be inexpensive. Now, Ouya said they were all going to be free, but I think that didn't work necessarily in Ouya's favor. Where I think this is actually going to be nice, because I think when you buy a game, you have a little bit more connection to it as well. It's kind of the same thing as when you have to purchase a ticket for an event. You feel like you're more invested in the event sometimes, if you know what I mean. That was some nice English on the ball. Oop. Good thing I had that shield to save me. And I think this will play better without the mouse, too. It should play really nicely with your controller. And the spin wheel, which is really nice, and you could also use the touchscreen if you wanted. Oh dear. Okay, oh dear. Oh, darn. Ooh, we got another one of those. I think we're gonna do a little bit better this round. Oh, Nelly. There's some rockets, and we broke out. Nice, okay. All right, I agree the price is a bit high. Sub 200 would have been better, but then again, the games are $10 and under. Kodri, that's exactly where I'm at with it. I think that they did try to get sub 200. 250 feels a little bit high, but everything considered, I understand, like inflation and all of that. It's a pretty robust system, really, more than you would think, just maybe by seeing some of the early development games, too. Some of the ones we saw that were really polished, you could just tell those extra layers of great polish. My thoughts on it? Well, obviously this event, the stream didn't go as Tommy planned. That is a bummer. Some of the stuff they announced pretty cool. I think this demo sold me far more than the Moon Patrol one on mobile. This game is going to be one I could play a lot. I think it's really fun. I really like the polish on it. I like how it looks. So more experiences like this, I'm hooked. There's definitely some games that I'm really getting more excited for, probably about 40 or so. Mr. H brings up a great point, $50 more and you can get a Switch. When you consider that, it makes the buy-in a little bit tougher. And I do think that's something that everyone's going to have to be aware of. I think the idea is to try and push down that cost down the line. I can see that happening. The console's neat. The price concerns Mr. H. I get that. But as 4Ds points out, Switch games are $40 to $60 each. So then the price to continue to own is significantly more than the AMICO. I think it comes down to as well, what's your use case? Are you going to be playing a lot of these types of short, sweet, easy repeat games with your friends and family on the couch? Or are you going to be playing, the more deep games, I would say, the longer games of the Nintendo Switch. Now, I look at this as a second console for me. I think some families, this would be a primary console, or could be seen as one. I'm not sure that we're there yet in the advertising and the push. I don't know that there's the buy-in for that. But for me, I see it very much as a secondary console, as a retro enthusiast, as someone who enjoys the short and simple games, who is curious about the Ouya, who has one and enjoyed it. But it doesn't replace my Switch. And I think that a lot of what this is attempting to do, the Switch actually does fairly competently as well, if not, maybe in some cases even better, in some cases not as good for sure. And I'll have to bring my thoughts together and maybe make a video or a blog post on all of this, but as a secondary console, this interests me more than a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. It really does. Because AAA titles, eventually I'll probably get a used console and I'll find the AAA titles that I really want to play, that there's been consistent hype about. I'll buy those used, most likely. And I can also buy them on Steam. But this kind of experience, the controls, the games that are exclusive, that, as a retro gamer, appeals to me. Now, maybe nostalgia isn't enough. I think there's more to do in terms of marketing and in terms of bringing new games to the system to make this get to a point where I'm confident it's going to have long-term sustained success. But I'm definitely not counting it out of the race. I think this is going to be something that will have a fair amount of success on its own. So those are my thoughts, everybody. And I hope that you enjoyed this stream. We're going to snap our fingers, come back to here, and wrap things up. So, Mr. H, honestly, I'm not interested in either PlayStation or Xbox. I might enter the Taco Bell contest to win a free one, though. Probably good. Better than the Game Gear Micro, Twitchy Berry says, probably true. But yes, the Intellivision AMICO, AMICO. Check out their website. Check out their YouTube channel and look at some games. Sign up on their website to be able to play this demo. See for yourself. Keep an eye on it. I think this is one to watch. A lot of great people working on it. A little grassroots. And I hope for its success. I really do. I'm going to pick one up. I have mine pre-ordered. I'll be doing some reviews and conversation about it when the time comes. My friends, we're going to call this a stream. Thanks for joining me for this special event. And let's take a moment to, and please keep in our thoughts and prayers, Tommy Talrico's sister, for whom he commemorated this day and his stream. God bless her, him, their entire family, and all of you. Everyone, do good, be well, stay safe and healthy, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.